Much like Hocus Pocus 2, Disenchanted is a sequel to one of Disney's long-time release classics, and that is Enchanted. Today I'm here to talk about this movie, and I'll give you some of the details, some like the cast, the crew, spoilers of the movie, and what I generally think about the movie. But before I do, please stay subscribed to this channel by clicking the subscribe button and the bell notifications button beside it. Both of them are around the same corner. Now, after you're done watching this video, I think you should also like this video and make your comments, because I will definitely put it in my next video. Disenchanted is a 2022 fantasy movie based on stories by Richard LaGravenese, and it is a sequel to the 2007 Disney classic, which is titled Enchanted. Now, one key thing I just think I should tell you is that this is also going to be the last movie that will have this, normal Disney logo, because starting from Strange World, there will be a new logo that will come up in every Disney film from now on. So I think you should go and check out Strange World if you haven't, and also you should check out this movie if you haven't as well. The movie was directed by Shakman, and the screenplay was drafted by Bridget Hales, while the cinematography was done by Simon Dugan. Now, for the cast of this movie, we have Amy Adams reprising her role as the main character Giselle from the first movie, which was very good because it's very difficult to get characters reprising their roles after how many years of the movie's production. Meanwhile, we have Patrick Dempsey, who stars as Giselle's husband. We have Maya Rudolph, who is the stepdaughter of Giselle. We have Yvette Nicole Brown, and we have a ton of other actors and actresses that play their role very well and eventually make this movie a success. Now let's talk about the movie itself. This movie is the continuation of the first movie. Like I said earlier, it talks about Giselle's life after marriage, or the so-called happily ever after. Now it talks about how Morgan, the stepdaughter, becomes a teenager and is now not interested in any of the singing or dancing or any of those fairy tale life, and how Giselle makes a wish, and eventually that wish becomes one of Giselle's worst nightmares of all time. Now the movie starts with an animation narrative of telling people who haven't watched the first movie before how the whole thing began and why the movie is actually in physical format rather than animation. And then we move to reality, where Giselle is in New York, and she has these problems with Morgan, and this house chores problems and all that. She makes this wish, and eventually life becomes just like in her former universe. Now I must give them credit with the props and costumes and generally the basic production designs of this movie, but I'm going to talk mostly about the animation of most of the real life objects. It really reminded me of Beauty and the Beast. It involves a lot of VFX or CGI to make objects talk in a movie or in any kind of video content. So I do give them credit for making it look real, very, very, very real, and also for for putting in that effort to make sure that such things actually come to somewhat reality. Another thing that I do give them credit for in this movie is about the story. Generally, the story is, it surprised me. It surprised me in certain ways. Too many plot twists, not really like what I expected from the beginning when I started watching. As time went on, we actually came to realize that, well, Giselle is actually a stepmother, and in animation we all know that stepmothers aren't good for any reason. They are never good. And it was also strange to me that for the first time Disney actually put up a conflict between evil stepmother and evil queen. This is not a normal Disney concept actually, but it was new to actually see evil stepmother and evil queen coming together in one movie and having a conflict. It was totally new to me, so I give them credit for the new ideas they put up in this movie, and it was totally amazing for me to see somewhat of this multiversal idea coming into play, because just like Spider-Man No Way Home, this story actually follows the same format, using magic to pull some kind of energy from another universe into this one, and that in turn caused a lot of trouble for Giselle and every other person in it. So the new ideas for this movie is actually great, and I give Disney credit for that, for trying to do a movie that doesn't follow the normal plot of every other Disney classic. One thing we can't deny about this movie is that it pays respect to a couple of Disney classic characters, nostalgic characters. First, you can see that in the animation, and then you can still see it in reality. That was after the wish was made. Now we see a kind of Snow White scenario, mirror mirror on the wall. We see kind of Cinderella scenario of Giselle having a cat. We see a kind of Rapunzel scenario, where Morgan throws something through the window and tries to escape through the window. We also see a kind of Beauty and the Beast scenario, and it was all good in the end. Like they didn't just make this movie out of new ideas. They tried to at least pay some reference to old characters, and to me that was good. But a problem that I usually have with Disney movies and Disney cartoons is the singing. I'm not really a fan of operas, but if I see a good opera movie I will definitely tell you. But I'm not really a fan of operas, so this movie wasn't really good for me based on the opera side of this movie. So I don't think I'll be giving it a good review, but in the end I'll just say let's 8 out of 10, because the movie was great, the ideas were new, and it captivated me, kept me watching, because even though the singing was annoying to me, but at least when I see the plot twist and the strange things that are happening, at least it kept me on my seat to watch the entire thing. So it's still a 8 out of 10. I'm not giving it a complete 10. So that's all I can say for this movie, and please remain subscribed to this channel by clicking the bell notifications and the subscribe button, both on the same spot. If you want to follow me anywhere possible and also watch other my videos, then go to the description and choose any of the links there that you want to click on. All my videos, all my playlists are linked in the description below, and my social links as well. Go ahead and make your comments, because I will put it in the next video, and also share this video with your friends, telling them how you think how I feel about this movie. Until I make my next video, please stay safe and goodbye.